Welcome, everybody. Oh, I've got a couple newbies. This is great. John has been to 0 shots before, which is the same number of shots that I can do these days, John. Lynn, this is your first as well. Amy does all the shots. Well done, Amy. I'm glad that you're here. Hey, Florence, 15 is huge. You're on the leaderboard today. That's awesome. Welcome. You're just joining us, folks. We are sharing. Oops, we're not going to share the screen yet. We are sharing where we live and how many shots, not we can do, or we did last night, but how many sales shots we've been to before. Awesome, awesome. All right, welcome. Shall we get this party started? Amy, I'm going to check with you. Charlotte, another newbie. Laura, welcome. This is great. Okay, well, this is going to be a good time. Amy, I just want to make sure everybody is looking at my presentation, 3 tips to get deals moving. It's important we check on this, right? Amy, last time I got to what about slide 17 before I realized I wasn't sharing? This is what happens, folks. This is what happens. Welcome. My name is Lauren Bailey. My friends call me LB. You have found Factor 8's monthly free sales shot. And today we're talking about getting deals moving, unsticking. We're going to talk a lot about closing, a lot of big tactical tips. And we got a lot of new folks with us today. Thank you. If you just joined, chat in for us where you live and how many shots you've not recently taken, but how many sales shots you've been to before. For my new people, I founded a company called Factor 8 16 years ago. Here's some of the logos that we work with. Huge companies, very small companies. You see behind me an advertisement for the Sales Bar, and that's our online platform and how we serve individual reps, small teams, small companies. So the big companies hire the Factor 8 team to use the Sales Bar plus our trainers, and the smaller companies go get these skills directly in the Sales Bar. And so today I'm going to be highlighting a couple specific classes, what's in there and available for you, and giving you a promo code so that you can go get this training for yourselves and really get great at these skills. So I hope you'll join us again. Here are our next 3 shots, which are going to take us through the end of the year. Like if I said right now, happy holidays, I'd be the first one, right? Which would make me weird. I get that. Not as weird as Amy, who likes to put out her tree in like a week. I'm kidding, but it is true. But it's crazy that it's already here. All right. So we do shots for reps, for managers, and for enablement leaders. Those are our friends and family. So feel free to forward these to your friends. You can register for all of them at a time at factor8.com/shots. Hi, Zara. Good to see you. Yay! Zara is our Factor 8 Above and Beyond Award winner for our Girls Club program. So put it in chat if you haven't heard of Girls Club, and Zara will tell you what that's about, because I'll tell you about that at the end as well. But I want to thank other people who come back all of the time. Palm Beach, yeah, I hope everybody's okay in Florida. That's nuts. Look at this, 53 is the top of the leaderboard. So if this is your first time, I hope you'll come back as often as Chris and Heather and Tanya and Amy, because we love having you here and we have a good time. All right, here we go. The classes that I'm talking about today, in case you have to drop early, you can find at factor8.com/deals. There are 6 classes in this bundle, a ton of good stuff that will literally make the difference in your commission check before the holidays, okay? Little social proof here. People love, love, love the Factor 8 training. It is different because it is fun. It is focused just on virtual. It's not that theory crap, but mostly it's because it's better than a video. I have a little rant that I use all the time, sadly, but brains don't retain what we just hear in a video or a webinar, folks. And that's a bummer. So, oh, you guys are seeing black bar and you can't see what's really happening. Did that work? Thank you for raising your hands. Give me a thumbs up if I'm doing better. Thanks. Sorry about that. I did a different screen share because I'm going to play you some real calls today. And naturally, I messed it up. So loving you. Thanks for the feedback. All right. So Webinars are fun, and this is some good edutainment. Videos are cool too, but you got to really get the training if you want to get great at this. So if you like what we're talking about today and you want to move those muscles and build the muscles and the memory and the skills and make the commission checks, you got to go get the training. And this is where you can find it if you're a multitasker. Really cool update. My company was approved to be a sales apprentice provider. Something we're really proud of, I think, is changing the sales landscape. If budgets are a problem for you and you've got a team of at least 15, you can get in line for next year's funding. We actually filled it this year, but you can learn more about that at factor8.com/PSC. And I did it wrong on the slide. Amy, fix it for me in the chat link, please, because I did a dot instead of a /. Professional sales certifications. Thank you. Here we go. Shot number 1. Are you ready? Everyone hates a ghost. Now, chat me a yes or a hell yes right now if you've been ghosted by somebody in your pipeline in the last 3 months. Let's just watch this light up. Boom, 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 boom. Is it me or is it getting worse? Like, ghosting is suddenly all of a sudden, like, it's okay. It's just normal. And that, it's so much work, right, Allison? It pisses me off. Don't do it. I will call salespeople back. I will email them back. I make them work for it, but it just like karma, right? Okay. So the best thing we can do is prevent the ghost. But before we do that, let's talk about how important this is. I want you to type in a number for me. It took me blank touches to get most of these opportunities in my pipeline. How many touches are we spending to get these folks in the pipeline? Type in a number for me. And while you do that, I'm going to tell you a little story. It used to be that it took about 6 to 9 to get 90% of the people into your funnel. Like that, you'd finally catch them on the phone, you'd engage them, you'd get them. I've heard, and the numbers are supporting it, Ed, I want your leads. I've heard that number is now double. It's closer to 15 to 20. And interestingly enough, I think a lot of the sales technology is the cause of that, right? So I'm old enough to have been around before Outreach was invented in Salesloft. And I was talking to the former head of sales for Outreach. He's a buddy of mine. And he says, the numbers now to reach somebody are up to 20. And I'm ashamed that I was part of that problem. It's only shocking because it's true. Look at these numbers: 7 to 10, 8 to 10, 16, 10 to 20, 14, average of 10. Chris knows his numbers. Way to know your KPIs. So let's say that's the case. We're all as lucky as Chris. It takes 10 touches to get a decent percentage of the people because you won't get all of them. Folks, it just takes one missed opportunity to lose them. And how do we fix that? Ladies and gentlemen, skill number 1, we're going to bridge that call. Now, I want you to type bridge into the chat if you already do this consistently. It's not a super well-known skill. Type it. Nobody's typing it yet. I know we've got 1 or 2 factor 8ers out there in the audience. This is a key skill, and you have to do it every time. So this is what it looks like, folks. At about 5 minutes before the end of the meeting, don't start rushing to cover all the rest of your slides. All right? Stop the share, stop the meeting, close the call with 4 C's. Now, the class is going to jump into it more, but here is the overview. 4 C's: check in, commitment, there it is, the call bridge, and the close. Does anybody have a standard sign off for a call? And most of us don't. Okay, like we're just happy to get on the call. And yes, you can have a standard sign off, even if it's a cold call, even if it's an impromptu call, especially if it's a scheduled call. But when we have a standard rhythm, a habit, it prevents people from ghosting you. Okay, and these are the 4 steps. Let's just check in so that we can make it nice and easy to do all 4. All right, here we go. Number 1, the check-in is a quick summary. Hey, we've got a few minutes left. Here's what we've covered so far. It sounds like you're looking for this, I'm looking for that, right? Here's what we agreed to. Is there anything I missed? That's the important part of the check-in, is letting them talk again. Okay, good. Hi, Richard. Good to see you here. Thanks for the comments. The next step I'm going to come back to in a minute is called commitment. This is a secret brain hack for my less than hot lead callers out there. We call it closing for commitment, and it's in our Getting Deals Moving class. And it sounds like this. Hey, will you do blank for me? Whatever it is, we're asking them to give and make a commitment. I'll cover this more in a minute. Here comes the call bridge. We open up our calendars and we get the next meeting right then. All right, well, the next step in our process is to walk through our proposal, to look at the demo, to pull in an AE, whatever it is. We talk about what the next step is in the process. Now, in one of the classes, Closing Confidently, I'll share with you some research Gong did. And they showed us that it's most important to close the first call, not the last call, but the first call. Walk them through the process. Teach your prospects how to buy from you. Then always bridge to the next call. Call 1 to 2, call 2 to 3, call 3 to 4. You are going to speed up your sales process and you're going to prevent the ghosting. All right. So it looks like this. The next step is to walk through our blank. How does next Tuesday or Thursday at 10 look for you? Then it's a regular closing of the call, right? This is the goodbye. Hey, thanks a lot. Talk to you next week. Have a good day, whatever it may be. Okay. 4 C's. This is what it looks like. Do you guys want to hear it? I am going to play a call for you right from the sales bar. Now, in the sales bar, I'll show you this at the end, right? This is the platform you see behind me that we do for a blended learning approach for Factor 8 clients or on its own for our smaller clients, right? With smaller budgets. But we have hundreds of real calls in here. And here's one for call bridging. All right, I've asked it to share my sound. Let's see how we do.
Got you. Yeah, so that's actually really great news because we've actually just released our full security suite for it, and all of our capabilities are now possible for environments in the cloud, which I think obviously we're excited about. Okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Happy to send over the white paper. Let me know what your thoughts are, because just sometimes we've seen the white paper just brings up a lot of questions, which is why we kind of try and position these 15-minute calls just as like lightweight, informative conversations. So would you be open to me sending the white paper and just throwing 15 minutes on your calendar? And then obviously after that 15, 20 minutes, however long, if it's not worth it, we can just leave it there. But if there is interest, we can kind of look to build that relationship. Yes. Sure. Okay, awesome. So after this call, what I'll do a couple things. I'll send over that white paper. I'll send over our website where you can access even more information if that's of interest. And simultaneously, I'll just throw just a bit of time in your calendar for April as a tentative conversation. Always happy to move that around close to the time. It's just to get something in the calendar so we have an idea of the conversation that's going to go ahead. And like I said, we can always adjust it close to the time. Does that sound good to you? Okay, and the last thing I just wanted to confirm was your email is first name, last name.org. Okay, perfect. I'll do that and I'll send you a calendar invite for just a chat in the first week of April or something like that. All right, cheers. Thank you for your time. I look forward to catching you soon. Bye-bye.
All right, team. I'll tell you what, I thought that sound was not easy. Was it? Was it really garbled on your end? Yeah. You could hear the rep well, but in the sharing here, I think it was just a little too much for internet on the webinar, but thank goodness for closed captioning. So did he close and bridge to the next call. Did you hear the call bridge in this? Yes or no? Yes, Gary says. Yes, Lauren says. Yeah, we heard it. Good, good, good. We did hear it. What grade would you give him? What would you give this closing? A, B, C, or D? Awesome, Chris. What would you rate it? I love listening to the English, though. It's so hard to be mean to English sales reps, isn't it? This was from a client, Achilles, actually, over outside of London. I loved working with him. Lawrence gives him a C. Ed gives him an A. Lynn, you're sweet and give him an A too. Who else? Make sure, by the way, on your chat that you guys put everyone instead of just hosts and panelists. I do that all the time. Some of you are chatting just to me instead of to everybody else. A B. Yeah. You guys, I gave it about a B minus. Okay. He got permission for the bridge, but he didn't lock it in. What could he have done instead? How do we lock in the bridged meeting? I'm going to let you chat that in. Awesome. I see more of our answers now. Great job, everybody. So I think that he's going to score a solid B on average here. And I'm going to be harsher. I'm going to give him about a B minus. What could he have done to make that bridge stronger? Any ideas? While you are looking, here we go. Commit to a date and time. Yes. Reconfirming if the date worked. Yes. Exactly, folks. So this was a cold call. And one of the things we're going to cover in the class is the different ways to do the 4 C's between a cold call, an impromptu call, or a scheduled call. And because it was cold, I think he was a little hesitant, right? He brought up the meeting. He said he would send it over, but let's get the guy's agreement in the call to accept it. In fact, let's open up our calendars right then. It's not too much to ask. We do it on every single call on Factor 8. And I will tell you, it works 95% of the time. And if it doesn't work, it's usually because I waited too long to bring it up and we've run out of time, right? People would rather get off with a couple minutes to spare to go to the bathroom between meetings than open up their calendar when you've left only a minute or two in the meeting. Does that make sense? So the way you bridge is say, okay, well, here's the next step, right? We've checked in, we've gotten commitments. Here's the next step. Let's open up our calendars while we have each other. Sometimes I joke about it and say, let's do, the calendar Olympics, calendar gymnastics while we're both here live and save us some time in email. We open it up, you throw out a couple times. Don't wait for them. What time is good? You pull one up so they look at it. You get directive here. Then you send over the calendar invite or meeting invite. Okay, you block that time for them. Want to go even more? You send a reminder the day before and you get their cell phone. Sherry's saying reconfirming if the proposed date. Oh, there it is. Yep. Ask them to look at the April morning or afternoon. It's the which pitch, right, Lawrence? Which one works better for you? But we don't want to just look at April. We want to look at a day. So the third tip on here is to get the cell phone. And I want to show this to you because can I be honest? This is $1 million tip. Almost nobody executes this consistently and confidently, which is, by the way, why I want you to go get this training, because simple techniques like this make a massive difference, but you have to burn the neural pathways. You have to practice this. You have to get feedback. You can't just look at it once, look at my script, and then all of a sudden be great at it. So I want you to make a commitment to really go get trained on this, role play it, listen to more recorded calls, practice it, use the activities, use the coaching guides, and go get the difference in your pipeline, or you call me and I will give you your money back. Okay, this is how confident I am in these skills. Here's a great script you can use to get the cell number. Hey, all right, I'll send that invite over right away. Tell you what, let me also give you my cell number. And would you give me a quick call if you can't make it to our meeting? Right? It's 480-304-2381. Awesome. Hey, can I get yours as well? Again, 95% success rate. You give to get. You put the cell numbers right in the meeting invite. That way, when you're confirming it the day before, you can send a text message or they can text you. It also instantly makes you text friends, which is okay these days in business, which I don't have to tell you if you're under 30. But for those of us who are older, like we had to go through this. Can't you use text messages? All right, you get it. Get the cell. You bridge, you book the meeting, you send the invite. You get the cell, you text remind the day before. Ghosting is a thing of the past. All right, it's not going to get it 100%. This is going to get you to about 50, 60%. I'm going to get you a little closer with our next C. It's called commitment. And I told you it was about mind share. This is something we cover in our class, Getting Deals Moving. You get Getting Deals Moving and call bridging in this 6-pack I told you about at factor8.com/deals. Now, this is a cool, again, psychological mind hack that you're not going to find anywhere else. It's about mind share. Has anybody taken this class with us at Factor 8 before? Love it. Atomic Habits. Loving you. Zero's laughing. Jacqueline missed number 1. What was shot number 1? I'll come back to it, Jacqueline, at the end, right? Or you can watch the recording, I promise. Has anybody taken our Closing for Commitment or Getting Deals Moving class? I'm not seeing anybody out there, so I'm going to tell this to you. Last week, Steve on my team taught it to a group in Atlanta called EIS. They are manufacturing distributors. And he had a field team of really, really seasoned people. And all of them, like we do when we come on site, they all went and made live calls in the middle of training, which is so much fun to do. We try these techniques and then we come back and we laugh at ourselves when we mess them up and we cheer when we get good results. And we usually wind up selling more during training days than we do on even just regular sales days. But these field guys, even the sales director went out and tried it. And he came back afterwards on his cell phone. He goes, hot damn, this actually works. You're going to love it. It's especially important if you make rather cold calls, okay? A commitment is when you get the customer to say yes to something before you close the call. And it gets you mind share. So think about it this way. If your buddy invites you to a party, right? And you're like, yeah, sure, I'll go. But you get there, it's Friday evening, it's 6 o'clock. You're in your underwear on the couch watching reruns of Friends. You do not want to get up to go to the party. I could probably ghost. I could probably blow it off, no big deal. But what if when your buddy invited you, they said, hey, LB, would you bring the beer? And you said yes. Would that help you get up off the couch and go to the party? And I'm here to tell you, the reason we call it mind share is because even if I stayed in my underwear on the couch watching Friends, eating popcorn and drinking Prosecco, not that that happens on a regular basis, even if I would be thinking about it, wouldn't I? I would feel guilty. I would be nervous to see my buddy again. Next time I saw my buddy again, I'd be like, I'm so sorry. Okay? Mind share. When we say yes to something, when we make a commitment, it lights up different areas of our brain. So I want you to chat cold for me right now if you make calls that are less than hot. Okay? It doesn't mean that they're all cold calls, but it means maybe they're not all waiting for your call. All right, we've got some cold. All right, so this is worth it. You're making some cold calls. All right, you're going to like this tip then. Okay? I want you to think about it. I'm going to give you another analogy. It is a seldom used skill, and oh my God, it works. By the way, in the class, we give like 10 or 20 examples of what you can ask for. So that's a cool thing. But I'm going to give you another example. It's like football. Okay? When my friends in Europe watch American football, they're like, it's so boring. Because soccer, of course, moves around all the time, what they call football. So in football, as soon as you get a first down, it's like, oh, good, we mark our position on the field, and we're not starting over every time. We get another chance, okay? When you get a commitment from a customer, it's like getting a first down. So imagine you're starting back in your own end zone and it's cold. They don't know you. They know nothing. You're doing anything to get attention. You finally get somebody on the phone, okay? They're going to blow you off. You're lucky to get 2 or 3 minutes with them, but damn it, you got them. If you can get a commitment from them, you get a first down. If you don't get a commitment from them, they have forgotten who you are by the time they get to the end of their next meeting. Sorry. You know it's true. Okay. But when you can get permission to call back and bridge and then get a commitment from them, even if it's a little baby commitment, even if they don't do it, they remember you more than any other cold caller. And you've gotten a first down. And sometimes that's what it takes. Okay. Outbound cold calling is a series of first downs. It's baby steps, isn't it? We don't close on the first call. We're trying to gain field position. And that's what that brain hack does. So we check in, we get a commitment, we call bridge, we say goodbye, the 4 C's. Lots and lots of examples of how you can do this and lots of call recordings so that you can hear it as well. In fact, I'm asking myself if I have one more recording. Let's try it. And if the audio is garbage, you guys can tell me, okay? We're going to come over here back to the call library. I have another one pulled up. I want you to listen for the steps, and you're going to tell me if they do the 4 C's.
Okay, Jackie, I'd like to give you a quick recap of what we've talked about today. You're most concerned about the enterprise security with your remote employees. And you mentioned that infections could cause less productivity and be costly for the help desk to troubleshoot. And you're interested in evaluating some solutions and are ready to learn more. Does that sound about right?
That's exactly right.
Perfect. And did I miss anything, or is there anything else you need to discuss?
No, I think that's everything that we talked about.
Okay, good. So the next step's a virtual demo, and what we do is use that to showcase some of our capabilities and the platform benefits. I've got 2 times, Wednesday at 3 or Tuesday at 10 open. Which one works best for you?
Tuesday would be best at 10.
Yeah, Tuesday at 10. And what I can do to book that time for you is send over an Outlook request. Will you accept it and let me know if that time doesn't work for you?
Yes, absolutely. Shoot it on over.
Okay, I will. Good stuff. And one more thing. So if I send over a case study that's really pretty specific to your use case and highlight 2 paragraphs for you, can you read that and be ready to chat about it when we talk?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and the best number to call you on is this one that I dialed today, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Well, I'll shoot that over and I'll give you a call then.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jackie. Have a great day.
Yeah, right? Did you guys hear all 4 C's? Did it sound terribly pushy or awful or impossible? He got 2 yeses. The yes was, I will accept the meeting invite. And the other yes was, I will read the white paper. Will she read the white paper? Probably not. When he pulls it out of the meeting, will she feel a little bit guilty? And will that increase mind share? Probably yes. Guilt is real, baby. Your mother's been using it for decades. It works. All right, little bonus chaser for us here. And if you have to drop at the bottom, please, again, do yourself the favor and go get these classes with the promo code. Okay, it's a couple $100 and it's going to make that difference in your commission check times 10. We do closing confidently. We do getting deals moving. We do closing for commitment and even some other bonus classes. This is one of the bonuses. It's about closing confidently. Only 10% of customers will close themselves if you don't go in and close. Did you know that? Now, I want you to guess this next number. Chat it in for me. What percentage of sellers don't close? I get it. It's the hardest skill in terms of confidence, isn't it? Right? We feel kind of, am I ready to go ask them for their money? Lawrence guesses 85. Lynn guesses 70. Type in your number. 85 on the board. 65 on the board. $1. Anybody? $1. Prices. The answer, Chris Branch, you're the winner. Ed, yeah, like Not bad, 64% of sellers don't close. And it's because we don't feel confident. This is one of those things where we need to find our go-to close and practice the crap out of it. Building muscle memory is real. It's actually building neural pathways. And that's why we practice. That's why we coach. That's why we have activities. All right. So let's say you've done the commitment, you've done the bridging, they still ghosted you. A couple quick tips to get them re-engaged. Okay. 1, urgency. 2, get it really personal. And 3, use a new channel. I'm going to show you a couple examples of these, and I'm going to ask you guys to share your tips in chat as well. The first one is this, okay? When you hear urgency is important, okay? Pipeline deals are taking longer and longer. So if you can build urgency while you've got them on the phone, you will get less ghosting, okay? I want to showcase that if you hear some of these, don't book for 2 weeks out. Do yourself the great favor of leaving an hour every day open that's either email or hot meetings. I have watched deals die. I've been on the first discovery call and they are so eager and they are so excited. And then I come back to my sales team 2 months later. I'm like, what the hell happened with this? Well, what happened is every time we bridged 2 or 3 weeks out and we've lost the excitement. So listen for the buying signals, book, build urgency, and book it faster if you hear any of this. Awesome. All right. Now I want you to chat this in. What else can you do to drive urgency? I've listed some pretty typical ones out here, and I want to hear from you as well. There's always your discount deadline, like the fact our promo is only good through November 1st. Maybe there's a goal. Hey, you said you wanted to get this new software implemented by April. Working backwards through this, depending on how long your purchasing process takes, my guess is that we're going to need to close this by Jan 15th. We can also help them build their own urgency. Hey, you've talked to me about your challenges. What happens if we don't address this? Maybe you've got limited supply. Maybe they're trying to make a difference in their results by end of year. Maybe there's a budget they're going to use it or lose it. And maybe there's a waiting list. Maybe there's bonus items. Anything else? Has anybody used anything else to build urgency? And while you chat that in, I'm going to answer Jacqueline's question. What if they push for 2 weeks anyway? Well, if they're pushing for 2 weeks no matter what, you got to follow that lead, right? We can't say, no, sorry. Right. But the most I would do at that stage, Jacqueline, is say, wow, this sounds pretty important. Should we get back together by Friday? And they'll say, no, it's probably going to take 2 weeks in the schedule. And you say, yeah, that's absolutely great. Let's just do a quick overview of this process, right? In my experience, it usually takes us 4 to 6 meetings to get this complete. And my job is to follow your timeline. So if we can do each one of these between 2 weeks, that's going to get us done about mid-December. Is that going to work? And they'll either say yes or they'll say no, but I can't do anything about it. I'm out of town, right? And we'll drive to that. So be respectful, remind them of the entire process that it takes and timeline. And if they push you 2 weeks, you take that 2 weeks and you lock that in. Send the reminder, send the booking invite. Thanks for the question, Jacqueline. Sherry's got one. Lawrence uses limited supply, like that, and a new price list in effect. Nice one. Really good. I have a follow-up that's a re-engage on who did you use? And I'm going to show you that on the next slide. When they've gone dark, this is another one I would love to hear your tips. What can you do to re-engage? So here's some of the ones I've used, okay? You do the check-in. Hey, haven't heard from you. Is everything okay? Like, I'm a human, you're a human. It's not about my deal. I've also used the ones of, hey, am I a pain in the ass? And literally, I would put this in the subject line. Hey, Martha, haven't heard back from you. How did I get Martha? Who's heard of a Martha in the last 20 years? Hey, Sherry, I haven't heard from you in the last 2 weeks. It's my job to do the follow-up and make it easy for you, but I don't want to be a PETA. Do you want to re-engage or shall I let this go? Do you need a breather? I've done a can we talk? I like combining that with the next one. Hey, I feel like I may have screwed this up, right? Even if you know you've called 10 times and they're ghosting you, you own it. That's the game. That's our job in sales, right? We're like unappreciated mothers. Oh, I'm so afraid I dropped the ball. I really feel like I screwed this up. You told me it was critical to get this fixed before end of year, and I've let too much time go by. Okay. Sometimes you switch the channel. If I'm not getting them over email, I'll flip over to a LinkedIn message. Sometimes I'll do it not based on me, but on my team. Maybe you're a BDR and they've gone dark when you've passed it to AE or to sales engineering, right? You're like, hey, how's my guy doing? And it's their chance to give you feedback. Like, well, your sales engineer screwed up this deal, right? When it doesn't feel personal and they're not rejecting you as a human, they tend to interact better. I also like using humor. Hey, are you buried over there? Like literally, if you're stuck underneath a pile of things at your desk, I'll send help. Ha ha ha. Or you could do it the opposite way. Let's say they ghosted your AE and his name is Charlie. You'd be like, Charlie's on a ledge. I need to talk him down. He's afraid he really screwed this up. The other thing you can do is show up in their feed. So keep with the emails and the calls. Keep it positive. Pretend you don't want to strangle them. But you might also go put a comment on a LinkedIn post. Don't like it. Nobody checks that. It doesn't do anything for them. Do an actual comment. All right. So does anybody else have a new one that's not on this list that helps people get re-engaged? I'm going to share one I got just yesterday. I pasted this in last minute. I thought this was great. Read through this again. He sent me about 5 emails. Maybe you're all set. Maybe you don't have time. Maybe you're rewatching Lord of the Rings trilogy. In that case, I'll wait for 682 minutes, smiley face. Thanks in advance. Look forward to hearing back from you. I like this. This is so much more effective than top of box. Just wanted to put myself back in the top of the box, or the bullshit breakup email. Don't break up with me. We weren't dating in the first place. Get personal, get humorous, be consistent, try multiple channels, and don't give up. And of course, the number one few shots were don't ghost them. Don't let them ghost in the first place, which Jacqueline was number one. Everybody hates a ghost, so prevent it by bridging the call. All right, the last shot I'm going to share with you guys is, again, a bonus in our 6-pack. Are you getting that? I want you to go take this training. Go make a difference for yourself. Do this, okay? I want you to be the deal Sherpa. This is about objection handling, okay? Deal Sherpas are wise advisors and helpers, not quota breath desperate salespeople. And when you can reframe it like that, you won't make the biggest mistake everybody makes on objections, which is getting desperate to defend where you are. This number one step is the most often skipped step of the objection handling process, and it makes all the difference in how people engage with you further in the sales process, or if they decide to leave you right at that moment. It's how you listen and acknowledge. This is part of our 4-step framework. You get it in the training. If you don't have a framework that you know like the back of your freaking hand, you're doing it wrong. You are losing deals, and it's probably at step 1. The wise Sherpa doesn't care about the deal. They don't need your deal. They might follow up with something like, hey, who'd you wind up using? I love being able to recommend other good competitors when we're not a good fit for our customers. I am an advisor, a consultant. I don't need your money. I have all the deals in the world. Okay. The key to being a wise Sherpa is not biffing it by getting desperate when you're getting an objection. All right. Good. That's how much people hate being sold. Be the wise Sherpa. Connect with them instead. Awesome. Last thing I'm going to show you folks. This is a little bit about this training I'm telling you, right? In my experience, I'll be honest with you, less than 20% of the people today will hit the site and get the classes. And it's because less than 20% of us are really like, we look to learning. We look to sharpening our skills and improving ourselves, right? We look for quick fixes sometimes. We look for little tips. We look for tools. But only about 20% of people look at their craft and focus on getting really serious about building their profession and their craft. and getting that connection with the customer and their skill set higher. And that's okay, right? When it's for you, and we are here for you. If you've never done this before, if you've never invested in training and you're wondering if it actually works, I've got a couple quick studies to show you. These are some recent case studies. Frontier, we increased not only average revenue, but number of clients. Lead Venture, we literally doubled their annual contract value. So here's what's in this 6-pack, okay? It's called a 6-pack, but there are 7 classes in it. It takes you all the way through the bottom of the funnel, which is what we're focused on right now in Q4, isn't it? Okay. Proposing with value framework, closing confidently, go-to closes you can use to build confidence, get you to be one of those people who does it every time. And we'll reframe closing for you a little bit so you see it as helping and you don't feel less than confident doing it. Let's be one of those 20, 30% who actually do it. I can't do 100 minus 64 right now. If you can do that math faster than me, then type it in. We've talked today about getting deals moving. That's getting that commitment. We've talked today about call bridging, preventing the ghost. You also get overcoming objections and some bonuses on gaining referrals. But you guys, they aren't just videos because you've heard me rant. That doesn't train. So every one of these classes is interactive, and I'll show you that. You get 5 go-to closing techniques, 7 cheat sheets, 12 activities, 7 call scoring forms, hundreds of recorded calls and videos, scripts and templates. And managers, you can get implementation guides to do it with your whole team. And you can get coaching guides and tools because we want to make it easy for you to do that. So you get, Amy, I don't remember what percentage we gave them off, but it was a good one. Use the promo code DEALS and make this up by closing about 5 or 6 more deals this year and make it up like that. All right, so for those of you still with me, I'm going to give you a sneak peek into the bar. I showed you a couple of the call library stuff, but let me show you what else you can look for. So I just logged in and I've gone into my content library. And you're going to see we've got classes, manager toolkits for those classes, and even course chasers for those classes. There's activity libraries, managers. This is a whole thing just for you. You can look at all of the courses. There's call coaching forms for every stage of the funnel. There's cheat sheets, there are activities. You shouldn't ever have to decide last minute what I'm going to do to develop my team anymore. It's why I built the sales bar. It's literally a sales management system for developing your team. Quit creating it from scratch. These are the tools you need. These are all the courses mapped against the sales funnel, including manager courses. So my girls clubbers, you saw 5 or 6 of our manager courses, but there's actually 14 of them in there. And there's a manager component to every one of our rep classes as well. Y'all didn't see that in Girls Club, but the whole key is making it fast and easy for managers to help their reps and teams. So if you're looking for something for you and your team, if you want to get this development system for the whole team, you can text me directly. I'll make sure you get that discount. But I want to go back and show you in the content library. I just typed in closing. Now you're going to have a 6-pack assigned to you. You get this deal, but the people in the subscription, they have all kinds of different courses in here, right? Every single thing you saw in that funnel and thousands more. I've got 3 last things to show you. The first one is the difference between a video-based training and what we're doing in the sales bar. We've built a system, folks, so that it actually burns the neural pathways, creates recall, helps you practice and apply. Because tips are useless unless you execute them, right? Unless you get feedback on them, unless you can hear what it is. It helps you actually build the muscle memory and the habits and change these behaviors so you get the results. This is the key to our success, and we stuck it all in here, okay? So for every class, you get all of these different assets and tools. Cheat sheets, activities, what does good look like in a call grading form? In fact, let me just show you that. Every single one has a form to help you see, are you doing it right? How does it look? What should the customer be doing? You can't mess it up. But I want to show you that it's not just video-based, okay? This is one slide in our Closing Confidently e-learning. And every couple slides, we're going to get you to interact with it. Now, that's good news and bad news, right? If you're used to taking crappy training and just letting it play in the background and then acing the quiz, That don't fly around here. These are 15-minute little modules that are going to make you interact every couple slides. You're going to have to read the directions and guess and submit your answers. Oh, okay. Well, okay, I'm going to try that
which date is
again.
most important
How
for gaining
about
commitment,
this?
according to recent.
All right, just show me the answer.
Surprising, right? You'll learn more about
Yeah,
why this is true
okay,
in the
that's
next section.
interesting. So this is how we learn. It's how the human brain works. All right, last thing I'm going to show you. I just want you to know that what I showed you is the call library, which is everybody's favorite thing. Just going to pop in here so you can see hundreds and hundreds of recorded calls. If you don't record your own calls and listen to them, you are missing out. If your company can't do it for you, we got you covered, baby. Right here in the sales. Look at all of these. I just played 2 of them. These are real reps making real mistakes, and we can all learn from that. All right. Thank you for letting me show you my baby. We've put everything we have into the sales bar, and I hope you will go and get these skills for you, for your team to make a difference. All right. I promised you 30 seconds about sales bar. I promised you 30 seconds about Girls Club. This is the website. We just graduated 55 amazing women who were sales reps ready to be high-performing sales managers. About half got a promotion before the 6-month cohort was even over, and we are now taking applications for Generation 7 next year. We are girlsclub.com/save. One last time, if you're going to go get this training for yourself and make more commission this quarter, factor8.com/deals. Promo code deals. Let's do this. I'm going to hang out for another minute or two in case you have questions. Thank you for joining me. I hope you got some fun ideas and tips and that you'll go practice these and get the training and go close more deals. Thank you, everybody. Have a really great day, and we'll see you next month.